Yo, what's up? This is Mexican Machine right here. This video is about parenting 101. I know that there's no manual for being a parent. I'm going to hook you up with a couple of tips. And if you have children, if you do these things, you have better chances of having a bit of success. Although it's not the formula, the only one formula, it works different for everybody. All right, so number one is you have to keep your word. Keep your word. What does that mean? That means that if you say something to your child, no matter the age of your child, you have to honor it. Okay, and that's for both good, for both reward and for both punishment or consequence. However, not punishment because that sounds like child abuse, and we don't promote that here. Or I don't promote that here, but consequence, right? And also for reward. So when you tell a child, don't do this or else, right? You better mean that, okay? So a lot of parents make the mistake of saying or else. They'll make up some BS thing about something bad will happen to you, or the boogeyman will get you, or whatever. Children are very smart. They're not gonna fall for that. So if there's something important enough for you that you need to tell them they can't do that, you need to tell them a consequence. Don't do this or else I'll take away your video game, your phone, your playtime, etc. Whatever it is. But here's the thing about that. You have to honor that consequence. You have to honor that consequence. And the mistake that a lot of parents make is they don't honor that consequence. They'll either make up some BS consequence that they know they're not going to honor, maybe just to scare the child not into not doing whatever bad thing they were going to do. And then the children or the child realizes that, hey, you know what? I'm not going to fall for that. So they're pretty smart. So the thing is, you have to honor it, right? So if you say you're going to take away their video games or their electronics or their playtime for X amount of time, you have to honor it. And like I said, the problem is that a lot of parents, they don't honor it. And what I mean by that is they become weak. Yes, they become weak, and they'll say, poor child, poor son of mine, poor daughter of mine, pobrecito. You can use your electronic. Here you go, but don't be bad again. Okay, I love you. That's a fatal mistake right there. Why? Because the child is learning that, hey, you know what? I'll just do my little sad face, or my parent, mom or dad, whoever it is weak. They won't honor their consequence. So that's what they learn, that the consequence is not going to be honored, and they're not going to believe you next time. So you honor the consequence. And another comment about that is that you have to suffer as a parent. You have to suffer along with the child. Sometimes, yes, giving that consequence to your child may give you the feeling of sadness, you may feel sad, and you may feel bad. But you have to realize that this is for a greater good, right? So you have to suffer it. You may have the urge to cancel the consequence. You may not want to come through, but you have to, because this is important. It's not, your feelings may be hurt, like, oh man, pobrecito hijo mío, hija mía, they're suffering. And then you just hug them and kiss them and tell them, just don't do it again. I'll cancel the consequence. That is a fatal mistake, because you're teaching by actions, right? So again, you designate a consequence and never, ever break it. You come through. And along with that comes suffering with them. So yes, breaking news. You as a parent, you suffer along with them. If you're weak enough and you don't want to suffer, you'll break that consequence, and you are not teaching your children. All right, so that's number one. The other one, and like these are not in order of any appearance or importance. They're all important. Number two in this case, in this video, is you always have to remember that you're always in charge. As a parent, you're always in charge. You're not asking for permission. You're not asking for validation. You make choices, all right? You make choices as to what's going to be done, and that's it. You may give a few options, right? That's also a good trick to get children to do their chores or whatever. You say, if you want them to eat, you say, well, your choices are this and that. That's it. And that's it. There's nothing else. And so you give them a choice between A and B. Sometimes that works. If they don't, you don't go out of your way to please them. Because you may be in a situation where you don't have the means or the funds to please them, and then now you're in a jam. Now you're a bad parent because you didn't buy what they wanted, or you didn't give them what they needed. So you explain to them, this is our options, all right, and this is what you get, and you're always in charge, right? If you budge and you always are trying to please them, there's going to be a time when you don't have the means to buy or please them in whichever form that may be. So always establish that authority, that you are in charge. And yes, you may give them options that are reasonable, that are that you can come through, right? So don't go out of your way if you can come through. Number three, here's the last one. You have to be loving, but also firm. And so what does that mean? That you have to set rules, but also and enforce them, most importantly, and never budge from those rules. And also you love them, but you also you discipline them, but you also show them love. All right, very, very important that you show them love in everything you do. Because if you don't show them love, they're just gonna feel like, man, this parent of mine is just over here, messing with me, and then they're gonna develop like this feelings of not liking or loving you. So you have to be firm. You have to show them love, discipline, but you always show them love. No matter what, you always show them love. And to sum it up, I guess number one, where you never break the rules or the consequences, right? That's also part of love, right? Because although you're suffering, you're also looking forward towards their future. Like you're teaching them a lesson, right? That this is something that's going to help them for their future, to behave in society, to be, a decent person, So yes, so that's another way to show them love. They may not see it at the moment, but in your mind you have to remember, So yes, so these are three things, right, that I came up with. From my experience, I was lucky enough to learn this along the way, and I made a lot of mistakes, but these are some of the things that I've learned through experience, and also through parenting class that I took in college, because I had a child at the time, a little kid. Now he's an adult, he's in college, and it's helped a lot. These things that I'm talking about has helped me to raise a child into an adult that's in college, and have another child that I'm raising, and I'm implementing the same rules. There's a lot more to talk about, but these are the three important things that I wanted to share. Don't break your consequence. Honor it. And if you have to suffer, if you feel bad, that's okay. It's for the greater good. The other one is you're always in charge. Never let that slide. You're always in charge. All right. And the last one is you always show them love. Right. So even along with being a disciplinarian or discipline and things like that, you're also showing them love. So that's three things, right? And they're not in any order. They're all important. I'll do a part 2 about this, maybe later, but hopefully this is something helpful for parenting. Thank you. Mexican Machine right here. Peace.